Paolo Sorrentino, Hand of God, Toni Servillo, Netflix. A project that just screams out joy. Um, so this week, production began um, in his native homeland, and this project is actually quite interesting. I love the title because it references two aspects. So what I wanted to discuss with you is how does Toni Servillo serve the storyline and sort of like your expectations for a filmmaker that does have hits and miss, but when he does go into his offlandish worlds, I get a sense that there's a lot of fun to be had.
Yeah, so Hand of God, I mean, listen, Toni Servillo and Paolo Sorrentino, as we both know, they are like hand in glove. They whenever there's a moment for them to work together, they do. I think this will be their fifth film together. They just came off the Loro, which at least in the European version is two films. I think it's cut into one for North America. So yeah, that's exciting. I mean, they still have their creative groove going. As for the film itself, they're keeping the details cagey. They're not saying too much.
Mm-hmm.
But most people are speculating that it's going to be based on the director's real life. He was supposed to take a trip with his parents somewhere when he was a teenager. He stayed home to watch Maradona play on TV, and his parents died in an accident, and he was fine. It's interesting. Diego Maradona did threaten to sue over the name of the film, I think, earlier this year. I guess he got over it, or maybe they gave him some money. But this is cool. I mean, listen, I think Thierry Frémaux is probably rubbing his hands together right now, sending some emails and saying 2021. And I mean, like, he's already got a stacked list of films to choose from, but what's one more? Why not?
It's crazy, but this is a Netflix deal. So, and seeing that he's Italian, we might see it more play out at Venice. But
You're right.
So the take on the Hand of God is that we get a sense that somehow the higher being above somewhat had a hand in him surviving, I guess, in a way, because his parents perished at a very young age. He was only 16 years old, but also is in reference to a famous goal where Diego Maradona put out a hand and to score a celebrated goal. So I love the idea of the play on words here. And I can only speculate that if he does use anything, it's going to be part of like an old television set on the side, and we might see some footage there, but maybe a jersey or something on the side. But yeah, Maradona doesn't have much say into this project. So he might be jumping the gun there. And for Servillo, I always appreciate him. I like the great El Divo in 2008 was a major discovery for me. And even though it talked about a lot of things that are very, if you live in Italy, you would get the system and you would get this true story. I got a sense of, okay, well, this is how that corrupt system works. And I remember being really finding a lot to appreciate on that film back in Cannes 2008. So yeah, the elements are in place, and I think that the fact that the backdrop might be really put in the forefront as well might do a lot, just to be, I'll be romanced by all the elements that we find here. I'm Eric Lavallée. I'm editor-in-chief and site owner for IONCINEMA.com, and this is
Kevin Jagernauth, contributing writer for the playlist.
And together we are IndieSponge.